So guess what? Here I am in Brantford, Connecticut, heading into the worst interchange probably in the East Coast, which is where 95 and 91 meet up in New Haven, Connecticut. Okay, it's literally one of the worst interchanges in the world, I think. There's so many crazy drivers. I think that most of these younger drivers, I would say under the age of 35, have learned how to drive on GTA and stuff like that. Like, seriously, these people do not know how to drive. They never learned about not passing on the right and what could happen. Do you know how many people, these idiot drivers, and mainly in GTIs and Mazdas and in other little various rice burners, try to go around trucks around here and end up eating the side of a truck and getting cut in half or decapitated? Happens at least a few times a week here in Connecticut. In the various roadways, 84, in Waterbury, the Mixmaster, all over the place. Happened the other day on an exit ramp. Kid took the exit ramp, went around tried to go on the right lane, the breakdown lane, and it curved around to the right. Lo and behold, he didn't know there was a truck there that was broken down, and he couldn't stop, and he went right under the back of the truck, and he was goodbye. So all these cars, I gotta rank them in order of bad drivers. Okay, so Mazda, #1 brand for bad drivers. Second worst brand for bad drivers, it's VW, and it's the Jetta, and it's been the Jetta for a long time. Okay, it's been the Jetta for a long time. And then, various other rice burners. Subaru WRX is definitely up there as one of the top idiot cars. And I have a new name for them. I call them the Clown Racers. Okay, ready? The Clown Racers. They love to come out on Sunday mornings especially and race and do crazy things on the highways around here. But anyway, I digress. My main topic of conversation today was supposed to be how AI is taking literally thousands and thousands of not just entry-level jobs right now every month in the United States, but taking mid-level white-collar jobs. Mid-level white-collar jobs are disappearing. People are being laid off. It's very quiet, but people are losing their jobs by the thousands, especially if you're an adult 50 plus right now, or even 45 plus in the US, and you're in some kind of mid-level white-collar job. Your job is easily replaced by AI. Easily replaced by AI, and it's happening quite a bit. Just this past year, the college graduates had a really hard time last summer getting entry-level jobs. It was all over the news because they are easily replaced by AI, those entry-level jobs especially. So it's been all over the news. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, but it's really starting to impact people and the economy because there just aren't the jobs. And if you want a job and you're a young person, go into a trade. Go into a trade. There's a bad shortage of tradespeople, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, really any kind of trade. Auto mechanic, especially diesel mechanics and welders. Right now, you can go over to Electric Boat in Groton, Connecticut. If you're a young, strong person, young high school graduate even, they're taking people right out of high school because they can't get any welders. And if you want to go to a tech school, go to a tech school and get a welding certificate or whatever, or learn the blacksmithing trade, or learn glass blowing. I mean, all these things are skills and trades that are disappearing. Learn how to do iron work and metal work for repairing old Victorian homes, things like that. You'll have an endless supply of work in some place like Burlington, Vermont, or Geneva, New York, where all these old Victorian homes are being restored and used to house students, because the landlords can get a lot of money because these homes have 7, 8, 9 bedrooms. They can charge a lot per bedroom, and it's still way less than what the colleges charge, so the parents are happy to pay for that. Anyway, bottom line is, look, AI's taken over. You got to get something going. If you're a 50-plus person, I don't care what your situation is, unless you're independently wealthy, you need to start learning new skills, whether that's carpentry, electrician, I don't care, but why not learn digital marketing skills? Why not learn how to create digital products? Digital products do not require inventory. They don't require shipping because it just goes in an email or you just download it. It's amazing. Digital products are, right now there's a giant wave of digital products coming in digital marketing, and you can get in there, and it's very early still. You can learn about so many different ways to create online income from anywhere in the world. All you need is a phone, Wi-Fi, 2 or 3 hours a day, and you got to learn the skills. And one of the places you can learn those skills is in the training program that I started almost 2 years ago. At the age of 60, I started in a digital marketing training program. When I say digital marketing, I don't mean like digital advertising online and all that. I did all that. I started doing that in 1998, way back. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about selling digital advertising to national brands and local brands. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about creating digital products, or better yet, why not get the master resale rights to somebody's already created digital products, and you pay one time, like in our program, our system, you pay one time. That's it. Pay one time. It can be on a payment plan if you're United States. That's it. There's no monthly fees. You get access to this incredible training program that has daily mentoring calls on Zoom, daily coaching calls, and you just learn the skills of how to do what's called attraction marketing across social media. And we do not pay for any advertising. We do not pay for advertising online or any digital ads at all in any way. We learn the skills of how to produce content that attracts people to our products. And that's it. You never have to. You get a website that the company gives you. You know how much it would cost you to develop this website? It costs you several $1,000,000. Company gives it to you for less than $1,000, for $900 and I think it's like $978. You can have a fully functioning, automated, worldwide online business that once you set it up, it's automated. Somebody signs up to get information. They go to your link. They put their email in. That's it. People buy from you without ever meeting you, without ever talking to you. You do a video. You're taught how to produce content 3 times a day. You got to pick what social media platform you like the best. Most people in our community go on to TikTok at first, and then this is the easiest one to learn how to use. And then they might, after they master TikTok, they might go on to Instagram, YouTube, etc. You're watching this video on YouTube right now. I'm building my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get to 500 right now. I'm at 250 something. It'd be great if you subscribe. I will be, if you're interested in learning how to build income online, that's what this is all about. My channel is learning how to build income online. And it's gradual. You learn different ways to do it. Like right now, I started off with the master resale rights in my current program where I got 4 digital products I can sell every single day. 100, 300, 600, and 900. You can get any of them on a payment plan. And the best part is that when I sell one, I keep all the money because I have master resale rights. I don't share the money with anybody. I keep all the money. Okay? And I don't have a boss. Okay? So if I miss a Zoom call, guess what? Nothing happens to me. If I decide I don't want to work one day and I want to go away for a week and go skiing, guess what? I can go away for a week if I want. I could go away for a month if I want to the beach in Hawaii. Nothing's going to happen. Everything, all of my automated system will keep functioning. Somebody sees my videos online, they're interested, they click on the link, they go to my website, they sign up, they drop their email address for more information, they get access to everything, they can see all the testimonials, the whole program, they can see other people like me that are having success. And some people, you know, the top product, top seller is 900. How many customers would you have to meet all your monthly expenses? If you're selling something for 900 and you get to keep all the money, I would need to get about 7 customers a month at 900 right now for myself, because I'm all by myself and I'm empty nester, I'm divorced, so I don't need much money. If I get 7 customers a month, I'm covering my entire goal. You might need to get 9 customers a month if you've got children at home or something. But it's not hard to get 9 customers a month when you can reach all of people that are on social media. Think about it. You can reach potentially billions of people across the world, and you only need to get 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 customers a month at times 900. If you get to 900, that's why it's most popular. If you get to 900, you have the rights to sell 4 digital products. That's 4 passive income streams: 100, 300, 600, and 900. Like 85% buy the 900 because they see that they can get all the products and all the bells and whistles and access to all the coaching and all the mentoring calls. We got like 8 or 9 mentoring calls a week where we get coaching from the multi-millionaire founder of the whole company, who is a grandmother in Kansas. I swear to God. Okay? It's amazing. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing, amazing community of it's global community. When I started, it was 17,000 people. In May of 2024, I was 60 years old and I started doing this. It's almost 2 years I've been doing it and gradually building up different income streams that are different levels of either very little work or like an hour a day or a half an hour a day, whatever I want. And it's awesome. It's incredible. It's an incredible community of people that want to all help each other. And I would say it's about 70% women. And I would say that it's about 70% in the United States, 30% across the world. And if you're anywhere in the world, that you have an internet connection, you got a cell phone 2 hours a day, and a coachable, positive attitude, then you can do this. You just need to decide which level to start. I would not start at the 100 if you can avoid it, only because there is no social media learning really at the 100 level. You can pick up different things, but from the person that you might buy it from or whatever, but there is no mentoring, no access to the Zoom calls, the social media training at the 100 level. You can get started, you can look under the hood and see if it's real, and you can see that it is real and awesome. But if you can, I would start at the 300 level. That's where I started, and that's where you should start if you don't want to start at the 900. Otherwise, I would start at the 900 if you can possibly do Klarna or Afterpay on here on mine. Just when you go into the buy section, go to the bottom. Don't try to do the PayPal. Go to the next option down, and you can get into the payment plans like I did. I did 300 on a payment plan, 4 payments to 75. And I got up and running, and it was awesome. It's been awesome ever since. And as soon as I got a couple customers, I got my first 2 customers in like 10 days, and one of my customers wanted to upgrade to the 900 right away. But guess what? I realized to upgrade my customer, I had to have the 900. If I didn't have the 900, then they could get upgraded from anybody. So I quickly upgraded to the 900. And then I was so thankful I did, because I could upgrade my first 2 customers very easily after that. And any of my other customers that came in at 100, 300, and 600, it's a rule of the company that they have to upgrade with you. So 900 has globally been our #1 seller for years since it started. The 900 started. But we just started offering the 1400 package, which is the Spanish language package. So you get a whole separate website, all in Spanish, that the company developed for you. Now I'm on Whitney Avenue in New Haven, Connecticut, by the way. Whitney Avenue, New Haven, Connecticut. It's very beautiful homes. Very many beautiful homes, right near Yale University. Anyway, it's an amazing program. I'm doing a bunch of other things too that I've learned about, other ways to make even more money, other ways. So I have a bunch of revenue streams now. I've got about 12 revenue streams that I'm working right now online. And my channel here is called Build Online Income, or Build Income Online. That is why I named it that. So I started when I was 60. Anybody can start at any age. We've got people doing this that are 85 years old. So I highly recommend it, because once you've got enough money coming in that replaces your other income, you no longer have to ever have another hourly job ever again in your life. And you're your own boss, and you can travel and you can work from anywhere that you've got Wi-Fi. Like, I've gone skiing like 2 different weeks this year because I could work from the ski resort because it had Wi-Fi. So I can go wherever I want now. I can travel around different parts of the world. I could go visit my friends and family all over the country, and I can work from wherever I am, Airbnb, a hotel, wherever it might be, the library, the beach, because I have this business and this system. I highly recommend it. You can go to my links in my YouTube channel, visit my links in my YouTube channel, and you can get the information. And if you have any questions, just put a comment in, and I'll answer your questions, okay? So please subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great, they're doing construction here. They're adding like basically a bike lane, I think, to slow down the traffic out here, because there are a lot of clown racers out here too on this Whitney Avenue. A lot of clown racers. They did have a whole lot of motorcycle cops out here in the fall to go and chase down the clown racers. It was pretty funny to watch them chase them down. But I'm coming into Hamden right now. Hamden, Connecticut. So if you ever wanted to get a look in the wintertime, it's pretty bleak, at New Haven, Connecticut, or Hamden, Connecticut, here we are. And look, there's a reservoir right over here. I don't know if you can see it a tiny bit on the right. You really can't see it. Big reservoir here. But I'm in Hamden, Connecticut right now. Now, I have a funny story about Hamden, Connecticut. And I never heard of Hamden, Connecticut at all, ever. I heard of New Haven when I was a teenager. But I lived in a town in Westchester County called New Rochelle, New York. I lived there, and when I was on the New Rochelle High School varsity football team in 1980, our coach wanted to get us some good practice, and he had friends. Our coach had gone to college and played football at Central Connecticut State University I think it's in New Britain. Someone can correct me. But they're like the Blue Devils. He played line there, I think tackle. But he played there in college, like in the early 70s, maybe mid-70s. And then he came back to New Rochelle, started coaching at the junior high school level. And he worked his way up to the high school level. And when I got to the New Rochelle High School in like 10th grade, I think he'd been the coach already for a couple of years. But he was a great football coach, fantastic football coach. And I came over from the Catholic high school, and I started playing. So I played 2 years at the Catholic grammar school and high school, Iona Grammar, and then Iona Prep. And then I went over to New Rochelle High School, and I was training for the football team there. And it was pretty wild and fun with all these fun guys. And there were about 120 kids trying out for our junior varsity football team. And in New York State, they capped the football rosters at 45 guys. That's it. So these guys, New Rochelle had a great, and I think still does, have a great youth tackle league football program, I think for kids as young as 8 years old and on up. And these guys had played all the way through that, a lot of these guys. And then they played at their junior high schools, 2 junior high schools. Isaac Young in the south part of New Rochelle and Albert Leonard in the north part of New Rochelle. And they would have played there 7th, 8th, 9th grade, because they were junior highs then. Now they're 9th graders in the high school, but in those days, 1979, the junior high went 7, 8, 9, then you went to the high school in 10th grade. So you got about 120 guys in August of 1979 trying out for 45 spots on the one and only New Rochelle High School JV team, which was just one grade, 10th grade. The following team, after that, the varsity team, the New Rochelle High School varsity team, is made up of 11th and 12th graders, and again, it is also capped. The roster there, per New York State rules, capped at 45 players. So here we are, got 120 players coming into 10th grade. They all are expecting to play in the JV because they all have dreams of playing college football and maybe playing in the pros, because they all had dreams of that. I never had a dream of playing in the pros, but I thought maybe I could play in college. I ended up not playing in college because I went to a D1 college and I was not tall enough. I was only 5'8", so I was really not big enough to play, but I could play in high school. And so when I was going into 10th grade, I was kind of one of the bigger guys because I did all my growing early. And they had this really great weightlifting program in the summer and calisthenics program. So I went to that all the time, as much as I could, getting ready, because I was going to an all-new school and I wanted to make sure I made that football team. And so I was out there working hard all summer, I actually went to the YMCA separately and was lifting weights also, and, worked my way up on the weights and the free weights and was doing mainly powerlifting. But then we had to do these double session practices for the tryouts for 3 weeks. And they were double sessions, 2 practices every day in August. So we had 1 practice in the morning, I think it was about 9:30 to 11:30. And then we had another practice in the afternoon from about 1:30 or 2, I think, until 4, something like that. And so if you could go home, the best thing to do was if you could go home, and not everybody could do it because not everybody had their own washer dryer at home. I luckily did have a washer and dryer at home, but I lived about 4 or 5 miles away, and so sometimes I had to take the bus home, but it was easy because the bus went straight down, because New Rochelle is long and narrow, and the bus went straight south down North Avenue, and I would just jump on the bus, go home, walk the rest of the way to my parents' house, and take out all my gear that was really gross from sweating it up in the summer in August with all the dust and everything. And then I would put that right in the washing machine. I would wash everything, and then I would put it in the dryer. And that took about an hour and a half. So then I ate lunch while I was doing that. And sometimes I took a little nap, watched some TV, and then I had to turn right around and go back to the high school for the afternoon practice. And sometimes I got a ride, sometimes I didn't. But, it took everything I had to make that team. I got to tell you, especially at the end of the practices every afternoon, they would run you into the ground with sprints. Sprinting. It was crazy. And we were sprinting. And they had us doing sprints. And the worst part was that the JV got the worst field, and the field that was in front of the high school by what they call the Twin Lakes. And it was terrible. Hamden on Wooden. This is Wooden. This street has the most $100,000 cars I've ever seen in my life. Porsches, Audis, huge SUVs, Lexus, you name it. Anyway, I think we all know why that is, but I'm not going to say it. But anyway, that team, making that JV team, was probably literally the hardest thing I had ever done in my life up to that point. And we used to wear these I had a cutoff jersey from when I was playing for the Catholic school. We had cut them waist high and everything. And that's what I had to wear. And I had pretty good cleats. I had Rydell's, which at the time were one of the best cleats. And I used to run. And it was so dusty and everything. I used to yell and scream just to get through those running drills at the end of this second practice. Just naturally start yelling and screaming while I'd running these 100-yard sprints the full length of the football field. And then at the end, the last set, they would bring you down to 50 yards. And some guys would start puking, throwing up, getting sick. And luckily, that didn't happen to me. But I would just yell as loud as I could, running down the field, just because that was the only way I could do it. That's the only thing I could do to just do it, get it done. Yell, scream, run, and make it. And so, a lot of the black guys like to give out, nicknames. And so, a lot of them had nicknames, cool nicknames, and they gave me a nickname too, which was, they used to call me Zilla, because when I would run run across the dusty field that was full of pebbles and marbles and glass and rocks, and I would yell and scream just to get through it. And they started calling me Zilla. I didn't even know. I'm crossing the Merritt Parkway right now. But then when we had our coach had gone to college at Michigan State, and he was a great coach. His name was Mr. Bailey, and his whole point of view was that the players should vote for the captains. A lot of schools, the coach just appoints the captains, especially the Catholic high school. The coach just appoints the captains. At this school, public school, they wanted the players that, made the team after all the cuts. We got down to 45 players, had 4 rounds of cuts, and it was really rough. They didn't list who didn't make the team. They would just, every week, they put up a list of the guys that were still on the team. If your name wasn't on it, you were gone. After they finished all those rounds of cutting, Then they had an election for the captains, and I was elected one of the 2 captains, largely because I think of my screaming, but also because I was only one of 2 guys in what they called the varsity weight club in the weight room, which meant that I could bench press 250, I think it was, on the universal weight machine, because they didn't have free weights in there. And at that time, 1979, summer 1979, in New Rochelle High School, they did not have Nautilus. Some schools did have Nautilus, which was hydraulic, which was very even, but we had universal, which was balanced. So if you want to look at that on a free weight basis, it would have been probably about 200, 210 free weights. But I did it on universal machine when I was 15. So there you go. That's my story. Check it out.